Mark Donica here at RTX 2016 with Mr. Blaine Gibson. You're all over this damn company, and from starting at the very beginning as a intern. What is it like from where you were to where you are now? How does it feel?
No, even before an intern, I was actually a guardian, like volunteering at Rooster Teeth, doing work at RTX. But it's very surreal. Every year has been like an escalation in my career at Rooster Teeth. It's just been crazy, And every time I see a Guardian, I'm like, thank you so much for what you do. Like, I know what you're going through right now. So it's insane. Well, I was just off of a panel for $1 Million Butt.
Yeah.
We filled the room. It was like this big ballroom, and it's outrageous.
Well, the thing about $1 Million Butt is it crosses so many boundaries. It's one of those things where people go, oh, this is a Rooster Teeth thing. Unless you're a fan, you don't know, oh, this is something from Rooster Teeth. And speaking of $1 Million Butt, what is the craziest scenario that you've had to shoot that we've seen, or one that we haven't seen, if you can talk about it?
The craziest one that we have seen, we just now started on season 3. We did the first episode that's already in the can. We're still working on editing, but I showed a rough cut today. But probably the craziest scenario that we had to do was something that me and Bernie had to do. We had to get into these giant wombs and then be birthed. And asking the founder of my company and one of my greatest role models to get naked and slime up with KY jelly and go into this womb. It was just stupid. Whoever
mixed the sound on that just made it sound absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it was just like it's like spaghetti, mushy hands.
Oh, you're bringing me back. It's awful. What is your favorite scenario that you've had to shoot?
Favorite scenario? I don't know. It's hard to say a favorite scenario in specific, but I always really enjoy working with Barbara and Gavin. Like, they're down to do whatever, and they're always just like really funny and they add a lot. So that's really hard to say because both of those guys have done so many scenarios because I put them in as many episodes as I can. Yeah. And they're just fantastic.
It's good to have people who are that open to do the most outrageous thing. I wouldn't say on the entire internet, but one of the most ridiculous things that you guys do as a company.
Yeah.
And to take a quick break from Rooster Teeth, you're a huge Star Wars fan.
Yes.
I don't know what that shirt you're wearing means. But so we have a couple of Star Wars shows at the network, and I just want to talk to you in general from all of this new galaxy of stuff.
Yeah.
What is your? I think I may have found the right button to press. What is your favorite thing? Books, comics, games, movies, TV shows from this new Disney regime?
So I've pretty much read most of the books. I think I'm like 3 behind, and I've completely caught up on all the comic books. And the comic books are killing it, especially Darth Vader.
Vader's killer. I love Leia as well.
Okay, I have to disagree. Leia started out really slow, and then towards the end it picked up, but Lando, though.
Lando, I have that trade sitting at home right now.
Yeah, I actually bought that for friends, and Lando's the best. But they just started Han Solo. Han Solo, the first issue came out, and it's like there's love, and there's a race, and there's like life is on the line, and like all this crazy stuff. And I love Han Solo, so I'm really excited about that. But the comic books, Marvel's just killing it.
So the comic books are your favorite bit right now?
I would say so. I mean, I consume literally everything Star Wars except for maybe like some of the video games, like the RPG. I kind of skip past that. But no, I've been watching Star Wars Rebels.
Rebels this past season was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's really cool. And there's a really cool like fan theory that's floating around, which I actually asked the guys at Lucasfilm if they could confirm or deny it, and they just were just like, they didn't say anything. But basically, if you look at Return of the Jedi, there's a guerrilla rebel on Endor. He has a big white bushy beard, and he looks just like Captain Rex.
Yep.
And
And is that? Yeah, I've seen that theory too. I think one of the things that they could do to perpetuate that even further is to put him in Rogue One, or put a white bushy bearded rebel in the background, just so people go, there he is.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a lot of things going against him because they have the accelerated aging, but they address that in old books where it's like, no, like we fixed it with some serum and stuff. It's not canon anymore. But I think the way that they're actually working it, though, is like it's the movies impact the other content and not the other way around, but they actually just changed it by putting Saw Gerrera.
Totally. That just blew my mind. We could have anybody show up in movies, and I'm beyond stoked for that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Rebels.
Did you
Rogue One?
I mean, both. Did you read Bloodline?
No, I haven't gotten to it. I'm trying to do it in chronological order, and I think right now I got past like the Sith book and Tarkin. Tarkin was the best.
Tarkin is the one that people keep pushing the book toward me, but Tarkin's one of my favorite characters. I can't wait.
Yeah, if you read Tarkin, he has his ship is called the Carrion Spike, I think, And I was like, oh, it sounds like a really cool ship. I wonder what it looks like. And then it's like months later in the Poe Dameron comic, the Carrion Spike's in it. Like there's this guy, in the current timeline, like the episode 7 time period, who has his ship, and it's like I love when all the content bleeds together. The books and the comics and the shows and the movies are all this one big universe.
I mean, the fact that we have Snap Wexley from the Aftermath book in the episode 7.
Yeah, not a lot of people are fans of Snap, but I don't mind him.
Grunberg's a nice guy. You gotta just give it to him.
Dude, and he's also like right place, right time, being friends with J.J. Abrams, because like
totally
shit, like he's got to be at everything.
Oh, cool! I'm in Star Wars now. Thanks, bro.
I just got done with Star Trek, but I guess I'll do Star Wars.
Maybe if I have the time. God, what would? I mean, Han Solo, favorite character, but what would if you could be Episode 8? They say, "Yo, Blaine, you're in Episode 8." What type of character would you want to be?
I feel like they should bring back Mandalorians to some extent. I've always been very interested in. I get a fist pump over there. Oh, yeah. I always get really interested with the bounty hunters and just kind of like their code of honor, stuff like that. And the Mandalorians are just so interesting. They explored all their stuff in the Clone Wars. We're not even talking about Rooster Teeth.
We will be.
We got down the.
It's fine. You wore the shirt.
Mandalorians for sure, though, and we know that they're still around to some extent because they're at Maz's castle.
Yeah, they have the flag representation. Is Boba Fett your favorite bounty hunter?
That's Fett's clan. Yeah, so Tales of the Bounty Hunter, though, kind of tipped the balance. Like, I was like...
Love how deep we're going.
Dengar was, like, pretty cool, and then they kind of, like, ruled out his backstory, so now he's, like, I guess Simon Pegg or something. I don't know, but... They're
bringing Dengar back in a huge way. So he's in Battlefront. Mm-hmm. Have you watched the new LEGO series yet, the Freemaker Adventures?
No, I try to cut it off, because at a certain point, if you consume all the media, you just get lost in it. So I cut it off at, like, the young adult level stuff.
I can understand that. It's a fun side story, but they make Dengar is like one of the main threats in it, and it makes it. They're bringing him back up to be like respected. Cool. It's interesting.
Yeah, he got in a fight with Chewbacca, and I think Star Wars. I can't remember. It was like 17 or something like that, and he was badass. Yeah,
they're bringing him back. They're like any fan who isn't a fan of Dengar, whatever. We're changing that. Yeah. Okay, bringing it back just because I had to talk Star Wars with you. Yeah, I guess. So you were in the first. The second RT Doc Connected, which brought you technology-wise back to 1989. Is there anything that you got from that you still carry?
Yeah, I have like a really my situational awareness, like in social situations. It's like I'm super alert to my cell phone being out, and I realize like this day and age, and just kind of like I don't mean to say kids these days, but like it's just it's totally acceptable for someone to just whip out their phone in the middle of a talk and just be on it, and like. That didn't used to happen, and whenever I was like banned from my phone, and I would be sitting with people, and they'd pull out their phone, I'd just be like, "Oh, what is that?" And then I realized, like, "Oh, I used to do that." So that's a big one. I try to stay off my phone as much as possible in those kinds of situations. It's gotten to the point too where it's like I'm an outdoorsy person, want to go outside, and I'll just be like, I should just leave my phone. So
it's a good way to go. Has anybody gotten you a cheeseburger phone case?
No.
That's a little surprising. I figured fans would be on that. What was your favorite moment from that whole experience that we didn't get to see? Because on your Q&A that was on the Rooster Teeth site, you guys mentioned how much you actually shot, but there was so much that didn't make it in.
Yeah.
What happened that you loved that the fans didn't see?
So like we had I remember what it was. All right, so we had I was supposed to go on a date. That was like one of the things they wanted me to like meet girls. And I met a lot of girls, but like at the time I was kind of seeing someone, and I didn't want to go on a date with somebody when I was seeing somebody else. Sure. So we kind of like shifted the storyline. It's like, it's okay, like you got somebody's number, give them a call, see how that experience pans out. And it was fun. But so instead of me going on a date, they just had me go over to Barbara's house, and then we, me, her, and Aaron and Chris, we all just like played video games and board games and stuff like that. And that was legitimately one of the funnest nights. We just like were just goofing around. We were all really hyper for whatever reason. I had my JVC camera, and we're just like acting like total dummies, just like playing Jenga and stuff. So that was a blast. We really got to see a lot from what the mindset of
I mean, they use the word millennial a lot in the show, but I think that's kind of a bit of an overarching term. But being able to show this upcoming generation what life can be like when you're not as like tied to your phone. Like even while you were talking about it, my phone went off in my pocket 3 times, and I was like, I need to grab it.
You're thinking about it, yeah.
Who was it? It could be anything whatsoever. You're also involved in Camp. You are Nerf. We have not seen too much of Nerf yet. Is there anything you can give us as a preview of his character?
So Nerf, from what Miles was explaining to me, Miles and Jordan, Nerf is like this really shitty bully kid who kind of has like a code of honor in some weird way. So he's like, he bullies, but he's not a monster. You know, like he's got this like in his voice. I still am like, we're trying to find it, and it takes me like 5 minutes to find the voice whenever we're in the booth. But like, yeah, he's just this like shitty bully that's also like kind of relatable. But his parents are thinking they're sending him off to military camp, and they're not. But yeah, so right now Nerf was kind of a late addition, so you're not going to see a lot of him in season 1, I don't think.
Okay.
But Jordan, Miles, and I were all really excited once we felt out who the character was. So I think if there's a Camp season 2, we might be seeing more of Nerf.
Well, we got the announcement of 2 more additional episodes in season 1.
Okay, so I didn't know if that had been announced yet.
Yeah, they announced it at the panel.
But Miles came to me, he's like really excited, and he's like, we could do something. And I was like, yeah, let's do that.
So you're from starting out being a Guardian to now you're doing all this stuff with live action, everything. Where do you see yourself in RTX 2017?
RTX 2017, that is a year from now.
I appreciate the checking of the watch.
I don't know, that's impulse. Sorry, that was so dumb.
No, it's perfect.
Not even a year on this watch. RTX 2017, hopefully I will be working on something feature length. I think that's where I see myself going. Rooster Teeth's awesome, and I know that it's a good springboard for me to be able to develop a feature length film. That's what I've always dreamed of doing. Yeah. And my ultimate goal, one of my goals is to direct my own feature film and write and direct my own feature film by 28 years old. I'm 26 right now. So hopefully I'll have some sort of announcement like that. I really hope so.
Knowing how much Rooster Teeth as a company has evolved and how much they get the fans involved, I have no doubt that if the right idea comes along, if the right project comes along, that I think that's a lot. You're super talented, and I'm not just saying it because you're here, but and not just because we're Star Wars bros now, but yeah, your vision for everything $1 million, but like you've got a good head on your shoulders as a director. Sure, of course. And all the folks at Lucasfilm, I know met with him recently, but probably should get him on one of the anthology films. Blaine, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. We'll see you back in Los Angeles, live from Rooster Teeth Expo 2016.